Hi and welcome. In this video, we're going to be doing a pink and purple snowflake drip tumbler, perfect for winter, perfect for using non-traditional colors. As you can see, I'm folding my vinyl. This is matte vinyl. It's easier to work with. I lost my vinyl cutter, so I am folding it to get my straight lines. They're about 1.5 inches, and so I'm applying this sticker, this matte vinyl, vertically on my tumbler and just trying to get it as straight as I can. With matte vinyl, it's really easy to apply. I didn't have any bubbles. And then this is how I put the vertical strip of vinyl on the opposite side. Just kind of align it with the other one and place it on the opposite side vertically as well. And so here is my cutter that I use to cut the bottom. I got this Tumbler edging tool from Amazon. I'll link it in the description, and it cuts super easy and nice. And then on the top rim, I use an X-Acto knife, which I forgot to film. I do apologize. But once that is cut, I'm using Mod Podge to apply my glitter. Since my tumbler is already prepped and painted from the Steel Magnolia, I just use Mod Podge to apply the glitter. I'm using a very generous coat of Mod Podge, and I'm only going to have to do 1 coat of glitter thanks to this. I start with the chunky glitter to get that falling ombre effect, and I do tilt my cup in the direction that the ombre is going. And so on the other side, I'm going to do the ombre opposite. So the chunky is going to be on the opposite side this time. I'm also doing the bottom. And so start with the rim, tilt down, and tap and pour. This is the key to getting a great ombre, and then move on to my other glitter color. All of this will be in the description for you, and I'm only going to need 1 coat. Like I said, once this dries after 30 minutes or with the heat gun for 1 minute, you can brush off excess. And if you're having trouble laying your chunky flat, I do use Quick Coat Sealer from Counterculture DIY. You use very little, and I'm going to show you exactly how much you need. You really need less than 5 mLs. This is what it looks like after just 1 coat. I did not have to do a second coat. So this is how much I used to lay this chunky flat after brushing off excess. And so you just brush it on. You do have to give it about 30 minutes to an hour to dry. This is very important. If you don't let it dry and you go to epoxy, your epoxy is going to look cloudy. So I'm just brushing it on again. I'm doing about 2 coats with this same amount in my medicine cup, and I can even add it to my chunky, to my fine glitter, I'm sorry, to make the epoxy process easier. After 2 coats of fast set epoxy from Counterculture DIY, I go in to clean up my rim, sand my rim, and sand any other parts of the tumbler that need some sanding and smoothing. It's very important that you have enough epoxy over your glitter so you do not sand the glitter directly and then it'll lose the color. So after 2 coats, I was able to sand appropriately thanks to my Quick Coat Sealer laying my chunky flat. And so I had some issues with the bottom. There was this big bubble that was causing my cup to be not leveled on the bottom, so I did have to grab my Dremel, and I'll show you how I used it, just to get that bubble flat. And so this is literally all I did to flatten out that bubble imperfection. And I moved on directly to my washi tape. So washi tape is a great alternative to vinyl strips. I got these from Amazon. You will need to seal your washi tape with some type of sealer. I do use the Quick Coat Sealer for this step as well. So this is how I add my washi tape to all of my dividing parts of my tumbler. And immediately after I apply Quick Coat, I wait 10 minutes for my Quick Coat to dry over this. Since, you know, it's just over epoxy, it dries very quickly. This is going to save you so many headaches. It prevents lifting when you epoxy. After my 10 minutes, I'm going to go straight into my drip. I am going to use the Tulip Puffy paints for my drip and apply glitter directly to this. So I had a bad angle, so I didn't show you when I did that half, but I'm going to show you how I did the other half of this tumbler. And I'm just pouring the puffy paint to the rim. It looks really ugly right now, but trust the process. I'm adding a very generous amount to the rim because I want my drip to be thicker, and you're going to see exactly how it turns out. If you want a smaller drip, then you wouldn't apply as much as I am applying here. And so once you're happy with the amount of puffy paint you have on your rim, here I'm kind of going back and adding more because I want it to be thicker. But once you're happy, you're just going to tap it on the table and it's going to start dripping down and it's going to look fabulous. You're going to love it. This is a very easy way to add a drip. It does have to dry overnight. So I would leave it alone for about 12 hours for it to completely dry before you epoxy. I do prefer doing the drip with epoxy and nice and thick. The drip comes out thicker, but this way is actually easier, so it's just up to you. The puffy paint drip is a little thinner. So this is what it's looking like after I tapped it on the table, and I'm immediately going to add Maestra Magic Opal Glitter over this. You just let it dry overnight. When you come back, you're going to brush off excess and seal. And then you can epoxy. Super, super easy step. And this puffy paint really lets the Maestra Magic Opal Glitter shine. It looks amazing. So after 12 hours, I'm brushing off excess and removing any excess from the cup. And then I'm going to go straight outside, seal with Rust-Oleum clear spray, and I'm going to have to let it dry another 30 minutes. Once those 30 minutes have passed, I can go epoxy. I do estimate another 2 coats of glitter, 2 coats of epoxy having to be done, which is okay with me. So I'm brushing off excess one more time just in case the sealer didn't get everything, and then I'm starting to epoxy. So when I epoxy the epoxied area first, just to 100% triple check, make sure that no opal glitter is going to run down. So I start on the epoxy areas of the cup, and then once all of that is covered, then I move up to epoxy that opal area with that drip that has no epoxy over it. So this is just another way you can make sure that you're not spreading glitter from one part of the cup to the next. And that's really it. I'm going to do one more coat after this, light sanding if needed. But that is it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Bye.